Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Foolish here, coming at you with some pretty big news. Now, for all of you out there who have been maybe living under a rock for the past year, you have yet to know the phenomenon known as PUBG, or better known as PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. And from now on, I will be referring to it as PUBG from now on. Now, what is PUBG? PUBG is a battle royale-esque game where you spawn in with 100 other people into a lobby. You dive down from an airplane onto a large field where you search for weapons and try to survive in an ever-shrinking death circle. PUBG was first released on early access on Steam for PC, and it quickly rose to fame, even overtaking the two titans at the top. If I remember correctly, it was CSGO and Dota 2. As you can see here, I'll put it up right here on the screen for you guys so you can see the numbers that they have, the concurrent and the top players of PUBG and the rest of the top contenders on Steam. Now, after the successful launch on PC, Bluehole devs of PUBG joined up with Microsoft in an exclusive deal to bring PUBG to the Xbox consoles, the Xbox One S, and the Xbox One. Now, before I go any further into this, I just want to say that I'm not a fanboy of any consoles, of the PS4, of the Xbox, or the PC. I am a person who plays what he likes. If there's a game on PC that I like, I'll go over to PC. If there's a game on the PlayStation I like, I'll go over to PlayStation. Now, and this was one of the biggest problems that I had especially when games come out and they're console exclusives, because you're basically splitting the community down. You're basically telling the other community, like, hey, sorry guys, you don't get this one. It's not in our budget, it's not in our plan. We want this to be an Xbox exclusive. Now, my butt hurt. No, I have a pretty good PC and I can go and play PUBG on there, albeit at shitty graphics. That's the only setting that you can play it relatively smoothly. But would I like to have the option to play it on the PS4? Yeah, it would be nice, but as we've seen through the recent updates and reviews of PUBG on the Xbox One X and the S and the original Xbox, it hasn't been running that well either. But that isn't the basis of this video. I just wanted to put that out there, that I would have liked to see this released on all consoles and the PC. But hey, this is an exclusive contract between Bluehole and Microsoft, and that's alright. But the news gets a little better for PS4 console owners who may have felt a little left out when they heard that Xbox was getting this game exclusively. Now, that was just a temporary thing. Brendan Greene has come out and said that he would like this game to be on all platforms. Now, for right now, all we know is that the only odd man out in this equation is PS4. As we've seen before, the Nintendo Switch, it's not geared towards these types of players anyway. It's more of a family-friendly, kids, kind of level of gameplay and game genres. So that leaves only the PS4. Now, Brendan Greene has come out and said a little bit more as well. As you can see here on this article, he wants to make PlayerUnknown's Battleground a multimedia sort of, I guess, through all forms of media. He wants TV. I'm guessing he wants TV shows, movies, and all of this. And I kind of have a problem with that. And I have a problem with PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds coming to PS4 as well. But first, let's kind of get into this whole nonsense of PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds coming to more than just video games. Because, I mean, come on, let's be real. I'm just gonna lay it out right here for all of you guys. I don't really like Brendan Greene. I don't. His sort of attitude and tone has come out across to me as that he thinks the success has obviously gotten to him, because I feel like he thinks that he has come up with battle royale games. Like, he is the first one to come out with it. He's the first one to make it a big success, and in part that is true. The sales don't lie and the numbers don't lie. People like this game, and that's perfectly fine. But I don't think that this is the best that battle royale can be. This isn't the best that PUBG can be, as we've all seen. The game is poorly optimized. There are tons of glitches, and the game is it's not fun. And I should say, to some degree, it can be fun. If you're playing with friends and you're having a good old time and your goal is to have fun, then of course you're gonna have fun. But if you're coming into the game and you're a serious competitive player, there are many problems with this game, and that's why I can't really understand, and I can't really see how this game excuse me, how this game can come to a competitive scene. Now that's my take on it. That's my 2 cents. You can take it or leave it. Tell me what you think in the comment section below, whether or not is this a game that you can see lasting. And that's the whole thing. Is we've all seen how the great success from Fortnite. I personally like Fortnite a lot better than PUBG. Fortnite adds a little more of a tactical sense when it comes to gameplay. You know, if you're a guy and you're running behind a building trying to avoid fire, and you're looking around the corner looking for the guy, and he comes up and over the roof and shoots you from above, that's a little more, that's something you have to think about when you're playing. You know, what can I do with these building materials? And also we have to talk about why this game probably won't come to the PS4. And I just want to get this out here as well. PUBG, like I've already said, I really need to reiterate this and really get this across to everybody. PUBG is not a very good game, and it's not optimized. And for all of you who are not familiar with how PlayStation brings in games to their systems, they don't have an early access program or project section for their game. So every game that comes out on the PlayStation, for the most part, is pretty much done. Now that's not to say that there aren't games without bugs like on every console, but for the most part, every game that comes out is finished. There is no, half-assed game that's just thrown up there. Well, for at least not to my knowledge. I'm sure there are games out there that were less than what they were supposed to be. And a big example of that was one of my favorite games, Ark Survival Evolved. If you weren't part of that community and you weren't part of the long ass wait that we had to go through from pretty much spring all the way to the fall, where they said, hey, we're gonna release this game, and at the time I didn't really understand why they couldn't really release this game. And after taking a little bit of time to dig, I realized that PlayStation doesn't allow those types of games where they're in early access. You have to be a fully released game, fully licensed, all of that stuff to be released. And unfortunately, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, that's the one, and that's also another thing that really gets me, that just irks me, that people use this all the time as an excuse as to why PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is a bad game. Well, oh, it's in early access. Oh, it's not done yet. So this is to be expected. But that's not an excuse. It's absolutely not. You are putting money down for a game, and it's been a year. Come on, guys, it's been a year. They had enough time to put in dumbass cosmetics and microtransactions, but they couldn't optimize their game. Are you kidding me? How many millions of players bought this game? How many hundreds of thousands of concurrent players do they have? I mean, come on. You can't sit here and tell me that this game, as successful as it's been, isn't done yet. Isn't fully, at least at the very least, isn't fully optimized. Like, it's not acceptable. And that's one of the reasons why I like that he's putting out there that, hey, we don't want to keep this as just an Xbox exclusive. We want to see this on more than one platform. But at the same time, I don't see PlayStation, playing that type of game. They're like, no, bro, keep that over there until you've got it finished. And I like that attitude. I just want to throw out like props to PlayStation, because they, for the most part, they've always, I know I said before that I'm not a fanboy, but I've always just liked PlayStation. I grew up with PlayStation. It was just one of the things that I liked. And after the Red Ring of Death happened on my Xbox, I used to be all Xbox. Halo, that was the game I spent all of my time playing. And after the Red Ring of Death and sending it back and forth to Microsoft, it broke my heart. So I kind of scooted over to PlayStation. I'm kind of getting off track here, but to bring it back, I don't know what kind of time frame they're looking at. I don't expect this game to be ported over to the PS4 anytime this year, maybe 2019. But No way, bro. I don't see it. You know, I don't see anything other than this game just being a game. I don't see any TV deals coming out of it, any movie deals. Maybe a movie, but you know, the Hunger Games let me down. You know, that wasn't really, you know, a very good movie. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure of a bias towards this game, but I do want to have fun, and I do want everybody who plays this to have fun. That's the whole point of video games. That's the point of this whole industry, is to have fun, is to entertain. So whatever the plans they have for this game to bring it to other consoles and other forms of media, you know, I welcome it. You know, it's new, it's fun, and you know, it is welcome. I don't want to come across as that type of guy who's like, oh, I hate this and I hate everything about it. No, it's not that big a deal. I hope this does come to PlayStation 4. You know, like I said, I don't like games that lock their content behind consoles. I don't think that's a very smart business practice. But hey, you know, I'm not a CEO, so I don't know the numbers behind that. But thank you guys for tuning into my video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you have any criticism, leave it down below. I'll read it. I'll change anything you want me to change in the video. I'm still learning. Not using that as an excuse, but I do want to improve my video quality to make you, the viewer, have a better viewing experience. But thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, stay foolish.